All right, this is a video very similar to the triple crit damage weapons tier list, where I basically ranked every weapon that can have triple crit damage. It's a pretty fun series. In fact, it's kind of a mini series that I have going on in my Fun 160s playlist, where I run triple crit damage in all these different weapons, but there are also quite a few melees like the Stormblade that can have that crit explosion, where whenever you crit, you explode with a lot of damage. It's a very, very, very useful 6 perk, and it actually makes some of these melees go from completely F tier useless, you should never even think about them, to really, really good. And I guess that's how the triple crit damage tier list went out, if you guys want to check it out there. That'll be linked down below if I could remember to, but highly recommend watching through that because it's a fun one, and this is going to be a fun one too, because there aren't that many melees that have it. More than Archer thought, as he put at the top there, but I felt like this list seemed short. I thought there were more melees in this, but there aren't that many melees in the game, and these are definitely the ones that got graced by Epic with a fancy 6 perk. Like the Fortnite Slugger, for example. It's a pretty D or C tier melee. It's a pretty normal swing speed. It's a club. Not a lot of things buff clubs, but when you crit and it explodes, it's an easy A tier weapon. I've showcased it on my channel like 3 times. It's not the most popular weapon in the world, but it's quite good because of that 6 perk, and it really goes a long way. The Argon Axe is another weapon that I have not looked at in a long time. It's been too long. It has a base crit chance of 30. That is the highest in the entire game, by the way. That's not a meme. I'm not doing dry humor. I mean, it really is the highest base crit damage. The only one close to it is the Onslaught at base 25%. At 30% crit damage, you basically don't even need a crit rating perk. You can run a lot of different perk combinations, and they all work fairly well. This is, in the overarching scheme of the entire game, still not quite an S tier, but when it comes to Crit Explosion's melees, this one is definitely an S tier melee, in my opinion. It's quite strong. The Armageddon Axe is a weapon that I don't think was saved by it. I've tried it. I've definitely used it. I used what I thought was a pretty damn good loadout. It is still C tier. It can definitely kill. It can definitely do good damage. It can definitely clear out crowds just like any crit explosion can, but the swing speed's pretty low and the damage doesn't save it. It's not the most impressive weapon I ever used. If anybody wants to defend any of these melees with a loadout, link down below or a comment down below, I'll maybe check it out, but yeah, maybe this weapon's worth another look. I don't know. Elegant Scythe. I honestly don't know. Here, let's just go look at the stats. Let's see if I can give you guys my best educated guess, because while I've never specifically used this weapon, oh my god, I don't even think I have it leveled up. My goodness. I'm going to level it up right now while I talk. Well, I don't think I've ever specifically used this weapon. It is a weapon where I was under my understanding that it's a pretty slow swing speed, and nobody's ever defended like the damage to me. Nobody's ever brought up the Elegant Scythe once, and that's kind of something that has influenced me over the years, where I do consider myself well educated on every weapon in the entire game, but the Elegant Scythe is one of those weapons that I've honestly just never checked out. In the millions of views my videos have gotten, in the hundreds of thousands of comments I've gotten on my channel, I have gotten very, very few people suggest or recommend this weapon as something I should check out, and so I just haven't. And I'm going to put some standard perks on it right here just to see how it compares. 0.61 swing speed is pretty dang good. That's not the worst I've ever seen, and 47,000 base damage is also pretty solid. So I'm going to be optimistic. This is definitely a weapon that needs a video. I'll put it in like B tier, just hoping for the best, but I think I'm definitely going to have to look into that on the channel. So if you guys ever see an Elegant Scythe video, comment down, or if you guys ever see an Elegant Scythe video on my channel, definitely check it out, because I'm hoping for good things. Farmer's Glory, though, is another A tier weapon. Just like the Fortnite Slugger, it is a pretty good weapon, pretty not great. It's very, very, very middle of the road, but with the crit explosions, it really comes to life. The attack speed on this is actually pretty decent. Pair that with Luna, and you are exploding all the time. It might be an S tier amongst the crit explosion melees. It's pretty dang good. I highly recommend checking it out. Fishing Hook is once again another weapon that I just always intended to check out but didn't. It's got that 0.69 swing speed with 1 attack speed, which is nice, but if I put on a second attack speed perk, I'm kind of curious what it gets to now. So 0.56, a faster swing speed but slightly less than the Elegant Scythe. Once again, it's a weapon that probably needs more attention. I should probably make a video on this. I'm not sure. It's probably B tier, but it could be better, it could be worse, depending on how it goes. I definitely want to check that one out in the future. I have many good hopes for it. Another one is a Husk Stomper. It had a pretty slow swing speed, pretty unimpressive damage, or at least it did high damage, but not enough to save it. I'll put that down with the Armageddon. It was just unimpressive. I hope the CritSplosions would save it, and it just didn't. Sir Hootie did, though. It's very similar to the Fortsville, just like I said, same as the Farmer's Glory. It's a weapon that I've never thought twice about, but that explosion not only destroys the beehives on the ground, but it affects a large crowd of enemies. It goes so far. It goes so far, and it's just it's a weapon that really got improved from it. Stormblade F tier easy, kind of a guard. No, I'm just kidding. It's easy S tier. If there was an S plus tier, I would do it. It's a weapon that has inspired multiple videos on my channel. Not only did I run it in its own video, showcasing just how strong it can be, but I also showed it to Aiden Harris, and he and I checked it out together. It is a really, really strong weapon. In fact, this is a weapon so strong, I'm going to bring up an actual video of it because it is extremely good. With the loadout that I paired here, my resolution is quite low right now. It was doing so much damage. This weapon out DPS's like the he mentioned totally rocking out with this build. Out DPS's the Stormblade, or no, I'm sorry, the Founder's Nightcleave. Quadruple attack speed with Luna, the highest damage Luna weapon you can get. It is that strong, and this is basically just how the CritSplosions work. It just annihilates absolutely everything. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weapon. One of my favorite loadouts, actually, running the Stormblade. It is about as S tier as it gets. Then we get down to the fun ones, where the Reaper Scythe, once again, that's a weapon that I haven't looked into. And I probably should have waited to record this video before I did this, because I should check out some of these, because 48,000, 0.61, it's got basically the same stats as the other weapon, and I'm not really sure how that performs. Again, if you guys want to comment down below and check it out, I feel so uneducated on this topic, because some of these weapons are truly garbage melees that we've ignored for years, that got saved by this perk, and I just haven't checked out all of them. It's definitely something I intend to continue on. The Walloper never impressed me. I don't know if the CritSplosion saves it. It's kind of a D tier weapon in my opinion, from my experience, but whether or not that explosion makes it better, I honestly don't know. Supersonic Slicer was really, really good, and I think A tier is kind of a good spot for that, because it actually had, let's see, it had a really high crit damage when I ran it, because I ran it double crit damage and totally rocking out. Really wonky build, but as much as the Supersonic Slasher is named to be a fast fighter jet, here, actually, I'll pull up the weapon here, because it is designed to look like the fastest weapon that can exist. It is not. 0.8 swing speed without the attack speed perks. Let's see, if we could swap it to, oh no. Oh my goodness, there are no attack speed perks on this thing? Yeah, that is definitely probably a C tier weapon. I haven't used it with the CritSplosions, but it was unimpressive. It was quite bad when I tried it out, so yeah. I wish I would have waited to record this video, but I think this is probably a pretty good lineup. The most important thing about CritSplosions is also the Stormblade and the Argon Axe. These two weapons are insanely good, and yeah, if you guys have never tried them out, I highly recommend it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Comment down below what you guys might want to see. If you guys want me to cover any of these weapons, maybe if there's a standout that the community knows about that I don't, you should let me know, and I can definitely prioritize checking that out first. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about that. I'll see you guys in the next one, and take it easy. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have a hotkey for this computer. All right, I'll see you guys.